All right, sorry, we're trying to go live on YouTube now. Okay, I think we're live now. All right, great. So we're live and we're recording. So it's great to have all of you here. Welcome to the first session for day 2 of the Mastermind online conference. So I will go ahead now and play our speaker's profile.
All right, everyone, good morning and welcome to day 2. We are so sorry. We had a major Wi-Fi breakdown and we had to rush to a second network, and that wasn't conforming either. And anyway, we're able to sort that out. We are so sorry about this. All right. All right, so today is another day. YCAMC is trying to get us a YouTube link. Okay, the profile. He's trying to get Mojoyin's profile. Please let me warn you, Mojoyin's profile is huge. It's long. It's huge from every side, top, length, side, and all of that. So we are not even able to read all of it. So I am going to post her profile right here in the comments, so you can also look at it right there. So you will get some part of it, but it's so huge. If I leave you here, it's take half of the session. All right, so are we ready, Kamsi?
Yes, we are.
All right, then let's have a profile.
She is an 11-year-old Canadian, and French is her first language. She is athletic and she loves to read.
Sorry, can everyone hear that? I wasn't. What happened?
That's the wrong voicing that was there.
Okay.
Are we having trouble with the profile? Can we take it later? If it's giving us stress.
I think.
Do you have it?
Okay, don't worry. I have it now. Let me just do that. All right, can everyone hear?
We can't hear the profile. We can hear you.
It's loading. Sorry about that. Mojoyin Adeshina. For her diligence and versatility, she has won several awards. These recognition awards include the youngest Cisco certified IT Essential CCNA instructor and professional. In 2020, she was British Council's digital art instructor. She trained over 50 participants virtually all over the world during the British Council 30 Days Reading Challenge, organized by Young Readers Club in partnership with Readland. 2020 Union Bank Owerri Next Robotics Legend. She was selected out of 25,000 children in Nigeria and emerged first in her cohort. She won an online 2-week scholarship course at Owerri Robotics and AI Academy, United Kingdom, powered by Union Bank. First runner-up winner, International Robotics Competition. She emerged first runner-up out of 24 nations, including Russia, Iran, Malaysia, South Africa, Italy, Syria, etc. She has been featured in many TV stations, and her love for programming has enabled her to create several games and apps. She has several other recognitions, including the Dolly Children Foundation Award in 2018 in recognition of her significant contribution and dedicated service to humanity, and many other achievements that we cannot read out right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mojoyin Adeshina. All right, Mojoyin, it's great to have you. It's great to have you on. You can see. You can, yeah, she is. I just.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mojoyin. How are you doing?
I'm fine now.
All right, guys, just look at this young lady. Just look at her. It's nice to have you. Thank you for being a part of this, and well done for all the efforts you put into what you do, and even being here. I know how you had to walk, throughout. In fact, let's leave that for later. But thank you for all the efforts that you put into being the best version of yourself and into impacting other people. All right. And so you have anything before Mojoyin shoots?
It's great. It's great to have you here. We were at the Thinkation 2023 Cub panel together, but we didn't get to meet because that was a pre-recorded session. So it's great to finally meet you, Mojoyin, and we can't wait to hear what you have to say to us today.
It is great to meet you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So you can kick off now. We're looking forward to hearing.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank the organizers of this conference for inviting me. My name is Mojoyinoluwa Adeshina. I am 14 years old, and today I'll be presenting my screen, and I'll be teaching all of us, how to build our skills from our hobbies. But please, can you grant me permission to share my screen?
Yes, I have.
Okay. It still says you cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing.
Oh, okay. I'm still sharing my computer audio. Sorry about that. All right, try sharing now.
Okay. Okay. How to build your skills from your hobbies. Your gift or talent is your superpower. First of all, we start with what is a skill. A skill is a high level of mastery that comes from training and practice in a particular area or hobby. That means if you already have a hobby and you're trying to grow that hobby, and you're learning a lot from increasing the ability you have in that hobby, that is called a skill. So you can have a skill in ballet, you can have a skill in science. You can have a skill in science from, for example, you start learning how to use science kits, then you start learning from using those science kits, and you improve your skill in that science hobby. Same goes for ballet and many other hobbies that you may have. So skills. Why do we need skills? Skills build independence, confidence, and our self-esteem. Learning new skills is an important part of supporting overall development. Skills are a great way to balance our independence. When we say independence, we say the ability to do something without the help of someone or without the support of someone. That means you've grown in that particular area you have independence in, and you're better at it. So how can we acquire the skills? Skills can be acquired in different environments. You can acquire skills at home, you can acquire skills in school. You can acquire skills anywhere you are. A few of them you probably everybody has. The skill everybody has that they learned at school, at home. It could be counting numbers, counting your fingers. It could be learning the alphabet, doing laundry, washing dishes, and tying your shoelaces. So what this is saying, it means that wherever you are, you can acquire skills. Wherever you go to, you can acquire skills. So when we say skills, we say our skills are superpowers. So, for example, there are many celebrities that we all know that their skills, their superpowers started from a particular hobby they had. For example, Michael Jackson, we all know what Michael Jackson does. So I want to ask all of us in this meeting, what skill did Michael Jackson have? What hobby did he have that grew into a skill and became a superpower? So this is for every child in this conference. So I want you to send a chat so I can see it now. So the question is, what was Michael Jackson's hobby that grew into his skill, that grew into his superpower? What did he do for a living that people knew him for? Okay, so I see in comment people are saying singing and dancing. Yeah, Rachel Akpeji is correct. Singing and dancing was Michael Jackson's hobby. He had two hobbies, and it grew into a skill, a superpower for him that grew, and people knew him for that. So we have other celebrities like Mercy Johnson, other celebrities like Mercy Chinwo, other celebrities like the footballer Messi. So another question I want to ask is Cristiano Ronaldo. What was his hobby that grew into his skill, that grew into his superpower that many people knew him for? Okay, so I see what Jedidiah says. He says football, which is correct. People know Cristiano Ronaldo because of his football skills, because of his superpower, which is football. So aside from that, today like I said, we are learning how to build our skills in our hobbies. Building skills in our hobbies is an essential part we all need to learn about, because we can't all have hobbies but not develop them. Because your hobbies can turn into ways of making money. Your hobbies can turn into ways in which people see you for. For example, when you see me for many things, but many people know me for probably one thing, but I do many things. I am a programmer, an illustrator, a spoken word artist. Many people can know you for one thing. Many people can know you for many things. Just have a hobby, then change it into a skill that will become a superpower for you, and people can know you for. So how do we build skills from our hobbies? First of all, we'll start with what is a hobby, because we can't go into this without knowing what a hobby is. So a hobby is something you like to do in your leisure time for fun. Your hobby can be eating, it can be playing games. You can turn those hobbies into skills that you can acquire, skills you can learn, skills you can improve on. So your hobby can be drawing, it can be cooking, it can be whatever. So how do we build skills from our hobbies? Number one, we first of all identify our hobbies or hobby. How do we identify our hobby? So we identify our hobbies, first of all, transform what you already enjoy into doing a hobby. A hobby is something you do for fun, like I said. So transform what you already like doing into a hobby. If you don't have something that you consider a hobby, or probably whatever you like doing, you don't see it as a hobby or what you really like to do, there are some activities that you can enjoy, and chances are there's a way to transform it into a fully fledged hobby. If you like eating and watching sports, This could be easily turned into hobbies such as taking cooking lessons or joining a football team. So anything you just like to do, you can just turn it into a hobby. It could be anything. You can turn it into a skill, transforming your hobby into a massive skill. So if you've gone through this step but still haven't found what interests you, this is time. It's time for you to try something new. Try many things. Think of anything you might find interesting, anything at all. It could be many things. You can write them down and go through each of them carefully so you can find what exactly your hobby is. It could be designing or programming. Just start by learning how they work. Watch videos, ask for help. Watch videos, ask for help for whatever you find interesting. So you can see this and be like, oh yes, this is my hobby. And if you still haven't found them, look for more things that interest you. Google, research, try to find what you think is perfect for your hobby, what you like to do. Then you turn it into your master skill. Number 2, set goals to acquire skills from your hobbies. So you can, if you want to acquire skills from your hobbies, you can't just do it like, oh yes, I'm just going to do it. Because sometimes when you say you want to do it, you can procrastinate and be like, oh, I'll do this next time. Oh, I'll do it this time. That's why goals are important. So if you set goals to acquire skills from your hobbies, it will be a very powerful drive for you to do what you want to do, for you to perform tasks, for you to acquire skills from those hobbies. Now that you have identified your hobbies, it's time to create goals for these hobbies. You can't have a hobby without growing it. A goal is something that you determine you want and you work hard to achieve it. Setting goals can help you accomplish big or small tasks in life. For example, for me, I'm in a competition now. So winning Technivision is one of my goals for 2023. I love creating apps and programming is a hobby for me. So programming using MIT is a skill that I need to grow to crush or hit my Technivision goal. So after this session, I'm learning from my instructor to build the app that I need to learn and represent it to the Technivision judges. So set goals for whatever you want to meet in life. Set goals for your hobby, set goals to acquire skills, set goals for whatever you want to meet. Goals are very important in our lives. So how do you set goals to acquire skills from your hobby? 1, set realistic goals, set challenging goals, because you can't just set normal goals and don't just set easy goals that you can easily accomplish and be like, yes, I've done it, but you've only learned small. If you set challenging goals, you learn big things. You learn faster. You learn how particular things work in your hobby. So when setting goals for your hobbies, make sure they are realistic. Make sure they are achievable. Make sure they are SMART goals. Make sure they are goals that are specifically for your hobbies to acquire skills. It is important to set goals that are challenging, but not impossible to achieve. For example, if you set a goal to learn anything about how to write books in 5 months, this amount of months is too small and unrealistic because there's a lot to learn about writing, and all of this can be learned in a few months. Writing, whatever hobby that you want to acquire skills from, whatever skills you want to learn from that hobby, there's a lot inside that hobby. There's a lot you need to learn inside that hobby that you can't just learn in a year. Because learning something new or learning anything doesn't take months, doesn't take days, doesn't take weeks. It takes years for you to become an expert in that particular hobby. It takes years to grow a lot in that particular hobby, to acquire new skills from that hobby. So if you want to learn something, don't take it as, oh yeah, I'll learn it and I'll learn it a few months and I'll know everything about it. It doesn't work like that. Learning something takes time. Learning something takes years to be an expert at it. For example, Messi. Messi didn't just learn football in a few weeks, few months, and he became big. He learned it probably more than 10 years, and he became who we know as Messi now. So, okay, so he probably learned football for 30 years, which is a lot. So learning something can take years, it can take 50 years, can take a lot, but you are learning from it. So how do we set goals to acquire skills for our hobbies? Number 2, create a plan for achieving those goals. This plan should include specific steps that should be taken to achieve those goals, as well as a timeline for when those steps will be taken. Create a timetable for how many hours you will spend to learn or improve and acquire skills for your hobby. So create a timetable for how long you're going to learn that hobby, how many hours you acquire skills from that hobby, how many times you learn it, how many days you give yourself to learn it. Another key aspect of setting goals is for your hobbies is to make them challenging yet fun. It's like they say, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So yes, you create challenging tasks for you to accomplish. Make them fun, but make them challenging at the same time. Make them fun that you'll be able to, so you won't get tired of setting goals for your hobbies to acquire skills. You won't get tired of why am I doing this again? I don't like doing them anymore. So if you don't have fun while doing your hobbies, you won't like doing them anymore. And finally, celebrate your achievements. You've come this far. Another important thing to do while setting goals for your hobbies to acquire skills is to take breaks. Because if you do something at a recurrent time, you get tired of it and you feel like not doing it anymore, and you probably wouldn't like it anymore. So taking breaks is very important when setting goals for a particular thing you want to do. Number 3, in how to acquire skills for your hobbies is make your hobby a habit. We get better with repetition. That means if you repeat something over and over again, you get better at it. For example, you want to learn how to draw a perfect circle. For the first time, if you draw a perfect circle, it won't be a perfect circle. For the first time you do something, it won't be perfect. For the first time you do something, it wouldn't be as you expect it to be. So when you want to learn something, keep repeating it. If you want to, like I said, if you want to learn how to draw a perfect circle, you have to keep drawing that circle over and over again. It can take weeks, it can take days, but repeating it will help you get better at it. For example, if you want to play the guitar well, you're going to have to practice a lot. For example, practice your hobby immediately upon waking up. It doesn't have to be after you wake up, but just practice it frequently. Or right after eating, it can be any time, but practice it a lot. Repeat practicing your hobby. It will help you make the habit automatic. It will help you continue doing it. It will help you make your repeated habit a lifestyle. If you want to develop a hobby, the more consistent you are with it, the longer you stick with it. So the more consistent you do something, the more consistent you learn to acquire skills for your hobby, the more consistent you make your hobby a habit. You learn to stick with it, and you'll be acquiring skills from that hobby in that habit. Number 4, find a friend that is interested in your hobby. This will make learning your hobby or acquiring skills from your hobby more fun and easier to do. Because when you have a partner or someone with you, a group of friends with you who like to do what you like to do, it's going to be easier for you to learn what you would like to do, easier for you to acquire skills from them, to learn from them, and they'll learn from you. Try finding someone who likes the same hobby as you. For example, if you like writing, join a writers group in your school, or create one that meets up to write every week at the same time. You would acquire more skills learning from your friend or friends or the group you are in that enjoy the hobby you enjoy. It's like saying, if you meet someone who likes what you're saying is, if you meet someone who likes what you do, and the person meets you too, the person may know higher than you know in that particular hobby, or you may know higher than the person in that particular hobby. So you can learn new things from that person, and the person will learn new things from you, things you already don't know and things you don't know. So, and you guys can come together, both of you or a group of you could come together and learn more together and expand your knowledge, acquire new skills together from those hobbies you share. Number 5, which I think is the last one, is enjoy your hobby. Don't forget to enjoy your hobby. Be specific about your goals and follow them. Don't procrastinate. Follow them, take breaks, and do it for fun. And also acquire skills from them. Don't forget to have breaks and celebrate your achievements. Finally, don't be too hard on yourselves. You are just learning. Like I said, learning is an experience. It can take years to learn a particular hobby, to acquire skills from them. It can take months, it can take any amount of time, but just enjoy it. So you can become better at it and have better experience from them. And thank you. That's all I have for today in acquiring skills from your hobbies. I hope you learned a lot from my presentation today. Thank you.
Go first.
Wow, Mojoyin, that was amazing. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from that session. I learned that to turn your hobbies into skills, you have to plan it out. You have to plan out how you're going to do this, and you have to make sure you set goals and don't procrastinate on them. That was very insightful, Mojoyin.
Thank you.
Awesome, Mojoy. I am blown away. Well done. That was straight to the point. That was insightful. That was exciting. So you when you were talking about finding enjoying your habits, enjoying your hobbies and all of that, I was just looking at you and I could tell that, okay, this child is enjoying. It was obvious that you were enjoying what you were doing. And the boys and girls, that's what I am always saying. Like, okay, it has to be enjoyable. Or there are certain things that we love that after some time, just as you said, because it's monotonous and we are not being creative about it, we stop enjoying it after a while. We're like, oh, I don't want it again. It's because you are not looking for creative ways to enjoy that thing. All right, so guys, I want you to go right into the comment section right now. Go to the comments and begin to tell us what you learned from Mojoyin this morning. Okay, go right there. And I was talking to your dad yesterday, and I knew how you came back from coding classes and what it took for you to put down this presentation and all of that. Boys, these things you don't pick it on the ground though. You have to work at it. This young lady is working at what she loves, and that's what makes it even more enjoyable when it's something, or that's what makes it more authentic, or more that's what makes it even better. The fact that it is what we love to do and it's what we enjoy doing. All right, Kamsi, I think you should check the comment section and share some of the comments with us, and then see if we have some questions in there for Mojoyin. Thank you very much. So let's see. You have a question?
All right, then.
You can read the comments as well before, and that way you will get to the questions.
Okay, so.
Okay, so I see a question which says, how many skills and hobbies can you have? So you can have many skills and you can have many hobbies. For example, I have many hobbies, I have many skills. I'm a programmer, a spoken word artist, an illustrator, a writer, an author. and an illustrator. I do a lot of things. But the most important thing about having many skills and hobbies is that you should find a way to find a way for each of them. For example, each hobby or skill you have can grow into many businesses, but you have to have a specific one that you have, that you can have, and that you love, that people will know you for. That people will know when people meet you, they'll know, oh yes, it's this particular thing that this person does. Or many people can know you for many things, people can know you for one thing. Just improve on each hobby, because each hobby and each skill can be important in many different areas. Yeah, so you can have many skills and many hobbies.
Okay, thank you, Mojoyin. So I can see, how do you mix skills from hobbies if you don't have the materials?
How do you mix skills from hobbies if you don't have materials? Okay, so if you have a particular hobby, you said you don't have the materials. You have a hobby. First of all, learn how that hobby works. What you need to learn that hobby to acquire the skills for that hobby. For example, it could be football and you don't have a ball. Try to look for something that is close to the ball. Watch videos on how to play football. So that when you get that football or get that equipment or material, you will be able to know how the football, or how to use the football, how to use the skills for the football. For example, if you know how to draw, you already have the materials to know how to draw. You have the pencil and the paper. If you want to improve from the pencil and paper and you don't have the materials for it, you will get the materials. But first of all, start with what you have first. Because when you get those materials, you may not be able to know how to use those materials. So first of all, start with what you have. Watch how to use what you don't have to learn your hobby. For example, if you want to draw, yes, and you only have paper and pencil, but you want to go digital, you want to draw on an iPad, you want to draw on the computer, watch artists who use the iPad or the computer, whatever you want. Watch artists or watch whatever person that does your hobby. Watch how they use those materials. So when you get it, you'll be able to know how to use it and acquire skills from this hobbies.
All right, thank you for that.
Are there other questions?
Yes, no, my question.
Okay, there's Ada's question that says what? How do you ask?
How are you sure it's your hobby?
How are you sure it's your hobby? Okay, so like I said, you should write out different things that interest you. And if you find that thing very interesting and you want to go into it more, you want to find what it is, you want to understand how it works. Because our hobbies, we may like something, and when we grow older, we may not like it anymore. There are different things we may like and we may not like it anymore. For example, we can like a particular food, and when we grow older, we may not like it anymore. Just keep looking for your hobby. Keep acquiring skills in it. It doesn't have to be a specific hobby that you like to do. That's why you can have many hobbies, because one of them will be one that you really love, and the others you may not like anymore. So if you want to find what that particular hobby that you like doing is, continue doing a particular hobby you love doing. And if you get tired of it, or if you don't like doing it anymore, probably take a break from it. And if you don't want to go back to it, then you probably don't like it anymore. So look for more hobbies. Look for more hobbies that you like doing. Look for more hobbies that interest you. And that's how you find the hobby that you really like doing.
Amazing, Mojoyi. I mean, I couldn't help hearing, the fact that, it could be many things, right? It could be many things that you enjoy doing right now. And I always say to young people, this is the time to explore, isn't it? This is the time to explore all the things you love, or this is the time to do. This is when you are allowed to be jack of all trade. Do all of it and all of that. And, as you get older, you will begin to streamline. You will find that one that takes the center stage. But if you don't spend, the days of your youth exploring, then you might just be stuck, with one thing, because mommy says you should be a doctor, daddy says you should be this kind of person. Oh, my uncle, the one that is very nice, is an engineer. So it means that, engineers are the best people. So it is only when we explore, okay, and we love the things. It's our hobbies, as you said, that will become skills. Yeah. And that's what we would impact the world through. I was telling the kids yesterday that all this, I want to be doctor, I want to be this. That's not it. It's who do you want to become? It's the person that you want to become that will determine what career or whatever else you use as a channel to impact the world. So the career is not the thing. The career is superficial. It's small, it's little business in this whole thing. Okay, there's a bigger scheme of who you are. What skills do you have? And that's now be the reason why you choose. Something, I have all the skills that I need to be a medical doctor. So because of that, let me go impact the world through being a medical doctor. And yeah, I also have the skills for singing. So while I'm a medical doctor, I could still impact the world by singing the best music they've heard. And while at it, I cook well. And so I could still make people have the best meals in the world, even while I am doing surgery. So the skill is not so that you don't spend your entire life moving about and shouting, doctor, 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 doctor. It's not the thing. I mean, it's the who you are that is more important. Thank you so much, Mojoyin. Thank you. By the way, Mojoyin is homeschooled. She's homeschooled and she does all of these things, and in fact, let's not even go into that. I'm just thrilled. So I'm a fan, Mojoyin, I'm a fan. So how many of us are fans of Mojoyin here? All right, let me see your hand if you're a fan. Put it up. All right. So Kamsi, are there any more questions or comments or anything? Are there more questions or comments? Okay, someone says, I play drum and keyboards at church. I love creating songs and writing. That's Kamsi and Kosi. Well done. I think that's Kamsi. Your hobbies become your skills. Absolutely. You have many things you enjoy doing. Very, very possible. Great. Start with what you have. Thank you for that. You want to say something?
I said someone asked a question. Miss Ebony, I love you. She asked, okay. What is the difference between hobbies and skills? Oh, Jedidiah asked that question. What is the difference between skills and hobbies? So hobby is something you like doing, and skills is what is inside those hobbies that you can acquire from those hobbies. Skills are what you learn from those hobbies. So you can have a particular hobby but not want to learn it. You can have a particular hobby but you still be stuck on level 1 on understanding that hobby. So the skills are the levels you have in that hobby. For example, in drawing, you can just be drawing but not learning anything. So the skills you acquire from drawing could be how to draw faces, how to draw body anatomy, how to draw eyes, how to draw nose, how to draw anything. Those are skills you acquire from learning how to draw. So skills are what you learn from your hobbies. Hobbies are just what you like to do, and skills are what you learn from them. So that's the difference between.
Absolutely. Nicely put right there. Nicely put. Someone asked that, I've forgotten, the question just flashed here. Can you have multiple hobbies? Yeah. Can you have multiple hobbies?
Yes, I said, someone asked this question. So yes, you can have multiple hobbies. And I said that if you have multiple hobbies, you can have one particular hobby that you really like to do, and the other hobbies, you may not like them anymore. So you can have multiple hobbies, and you can acquire skills from each of those hobbies, because those hobbies can be important in different areas, and people can see you in those different areas. So you can like one particular thing, you can have many hobbies, and when you keep growing, you may not like those hobbies anymore. And one specific hobby can stand out of all of them. So probably after all those hobbies you have, you two can only stand out, or others could, and others wouldn't. So yes, you can have multiple hobbies.
All right, awesome. Mojoyin, there's something you added that I didn't miss. Guys, did you hear Mojoyin? At different points, she kept on saying you could have these skills that can turn to money. You could have hobbies that you can make money from. Because sometimes some of us tend to think that there is anything wrong with us making money. I like the fact that Mojoyin is young and she understands that skills can be turned into money and hobbies can be turned into money. So that we have the right money mindset. I think I'm going to be talking to your parents about this one, not just you guys. But it's a right money mindset, a right wealth mindset that you know and you believe that the things that you have, the skills that you have, is what you are going to use to give out value. And when you give value, people are willing to do anything to get value. Some people will pay you for that value. Some people will recognize you for it. Other people will respect you for it. But definitely, if you put yourself in the space where you are giving authentic value, people will pay for it in one way or the other. And that's really the way that wealth is created, by giving value. Your value is so much that people pay you for it because they pay you and they say thank you after paying you. You know what I'm saying? So they pay you and they thank you for paying you. All right. So thank you so much, Mojoyin. Thank you very much. Kamsi, can you take it away from here so that we can have Mojoyin's last words
All right, finally. Sorry about that. Our network threw us out, and the backup was not working. So we're back now. All right, so thank you, Mojoyin. It was great having you here. I think we'll just conclude the meeting. We'll just conclude the meeting here. It was great having you here. I hope that we all learned a lot in this meeting. Please, if you did, just type that in the chat box. Mojoyin, thank you for being here. It was great having you, and I think we'll close the meeting here. So everyone, please turn on your video for a picture before we log out. All right, Mojoyin, do you have any final words to say to us before we log out?
Yes, I still another question that I wanted to reply. So the question was, what if your skill is not very productive? If your skill is not very productive, you have to change it, because your challenge is to make money. The word challenge is gotten from the description of gold. 33 kilograms of gold is equals to 1 talent. And this amount is over 1.06 billion naira. So as you grow your skills in your hobby, you have to solve problems. So the more you solve problems, the more the amount of your work or of your hobby or your talent grows. So if your hobby or your talent is not very productive, I mean your hobby is not very productive, you change it.
I heard
so yeah,
you.
That's my reply to the question. And what I want to end this meeting with is that find your hobbies or hobby. Acquire skills in that particular hobby in many ways as possible. Create goals for that hobby so you can acquire more skills. And if your hobby is not productive, change it into another hobby that you like doing or what interests you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, somebody said my hobby is doing gymnastics. Okay, awesome. Mojoy, thank you for those last words. Okay, sorry for the network glitch that we had and all that, but thank you for those last words. And if you heard nothing else in this class today, boys and girls, if you heard nothing, hear that this young lady said, your skill is equivalent to earning. You were created to solve problems. When you solve problems, your worth increases. So as a young person, let your blueprint be that when you are worthy or you have worth in the value that you give, you will be handsomely paid for it. I am very big on earnings and big on monetizing your skills. You guys, you all know me. In fact, Mojoy, I'm having a financial course. We're having a financial course this month. I think I want to invite you during that course. It's a paid course. I think I want to invite you to that course to come and be a part of our facilitator to the children. We'll pay you for it. All right. So thank you so much, young lady. Thank you for everyone. You want to say something else?
No, I just said thank you, Chima.
All right, then. So thank you for being here. We do not take it for granted. We know how much this can be worth since you understand your worth. So we know that this is worth a lot, but you decided to give it to us because you want to impact and let other young people come to the realization of what you know. And this is huge. God bless you. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone who is here today. I hope we're able to take these lessons and then go create goals to start operating or to start applying these lessons in our everyday life. This is a young woman. We're all young people, or young girl. We're all young people. And there's so much we can do if we can just stay focused. Thank you very much, Hansi. Can you end your meeting now? Thank you so much. Are we taking the picture? Are you sure she heard you? Mojoyin,
Oh,
he
I'm
wants you to
muted.
stop
I'm
sharing.
muted. Sorry. Please stop sharing your screen so we can take a picture.
So everybody say cheese. Okay, that's true. All right, cheese. Are you done?
Yeah, I've taken it.
All right, so thank you, everyone. Can we say our bye-byes? Bye. Bye, everyone. I'm seeing my mute, everybody. So bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone. You can unmute yourselves now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.